So here we go. Welcome to Costa Rica Adventure team heading off on the 28th of March. Give or take a day or two. Can't quite remember the exact flight date. Anyway, exciting. There's Alice, how many is in the 20? Okay, we've got a couple more spaces, so that's all good. There's quite a few boys, so you're not going to be on your Todd, which is always good. So you've got a really exciting 4-week adventure coming up soon. So the purpose of today is to get you organized. So I am going to cover your flights, your itinerary, money, extra costs, phones, SIM cards, Wi-Fi, kit list, personal admin, health and safety. Okay? Should probably take about 20 minutes, but at each point, please, if you've got a question, stick your hand up, get my attention, wave at me, whatever it takes, and ask away. Because this is collaborative. It's to make sure by the end of it that you feel ready for the plan, okay, for the adventure. So, starting off with your flight. Okay, so I'm just going to look at the flights, the adventure. Now, Alice has just sent you an email telling you to send your flights to her because we have only got half the flights listed. So far, there is a mix of you on Air Canada and 2 on British Airways. Okay. The message being with your flights, it doesn't matter which arrival time you're on, if you're on the same day, the planned day of arrival. You will be picked up by our team. You come out, you collect your bags, you go through passport control, you go through another weird suitcase scanner, takes forever, and you come out, okay, through the big doors in Costa Rica at the airport. And you will be met by a man or a lady with a sign saying the leap, okay? If they're not there, just wait 10 minutes. Do not wander off and go and sit in the cafe. No one will find you in there. So you have got to stay outside looking out for that sign. When you're being found, you will then go to the Rosa of America for your first night in Costa Rica. It's about 20 minutes from the airport. It's a lovely kind of very local Costa Rican style hotel. First night, pinto and beans for you. Welcome to Costa Rica. But there's a pool and you won't sleep a wink because there's all the tropical birds screeching at you through the night, but that's where you're going to congregate. So regardless of your flight, time of arrival, you'll be picked up, taken there, and everyone will assemble that day. Any questions on your flight arrival times? With your flight departures, now, this is getting more complicated because the aim, I know a lot of you will change your plans when you're out there, and that's absolutely fine. But you will be taken back to the Rosa of America Hotel the night before your team flight departs out. Now, if there are 101 different, there's going to be at least 2 journeys from the hotel to the airport. But if you don't want to go on those arranged buses because they don't coordinate with your time, then there will be a $15 charge to get a private taxi at your perfect time to the airport. And we've had to introduce that because the last group, there was 10 different flight departure times, and it was carnage. So I think that's what we're going to do. 2 set times that coincide with most of the flights. But if you don't want to have an extra long time at the airport and you want to stay at the pool, at the Rosa, that's fine. It'll just be a private taxi. Okay. Arrange that when you're out there. So your itinerary, 4 phases, 4 locations, 4 different types of experiences. So starting off with your first phase is going to be your community phase, which is in Quepos. This is where you're all going to live in the gorgeous finca, which is in the jungle. Well, it's kind of jungle, but more, it's rural, okay? but it's gorgeous. It's a really good place to kind of bond. It's got a pool, you know, barbecue area. So everyone really, that's a kind of gel time. Your time here will be different every day. Some days you'll be going down to the community, which we support, which is an old fishing community, to help in the community centre, helping with the kids. The big project in this first 6 months of the year is to give the place a lick of paint. We did this 2 years ago when we started, and now it's all faded and knackered because it's sea-based, so we're doing it again. But at the same time, you'll be playing with the kids. Girls, if you've got any kind of old nail varnishes, glitter, stickers, things like that, the little girls love that. They absolutely love it. So if you've got a drawer full of odds and sods, just stick that in your bag. So you'll be doing community work. You will be doing hikes through the Manuel Antonio National Park, going along the waterfalls. So it's different. Every day will be different. From there, you're going to move to the cloud forest. So you go from hot and sweaty up to the cool cloud forest, which is very nice. This is your adventure phase. Every day, half of your time, each day, there will be a set activity. Hiking on to the top on a clear day, so you can see both the Caribbean and Pacific sides, going on the hanging bridges tour, loads of different things. Every day you will have an activity, but half of every day will be free because there is so much to do and explore there. And those are kind of your extra activities. Most people choose to do the zip wire. So budget about $60, $70. The bungee jump, I don't know why, but a lot of people do. Going horse riding, if lots of keen horse riders, going on a coffee tour, but there is loads to do. You don't have to think about it until you're there and see what's on. But if I was going to say, we're going to talk about budgeting, the one thing to budget is definitely the zip wire. That is worth doing. And if you're going to toss up, do zip wire or the bungee, definitely do the zip wire, because at the end of the zip wire is this hideous thing called the jungle swing, where you literally jump off a high platform and free fall and then swing across the jungle and back. So half like a bungee. Hideous. But everyone seems to love it. Okay, from Monteverde, you're then going down to Natura. Now I'm warning you, this is your hot, sweaty wildlife sanctuary phase. Everyone complains bitterly because it's hot, it's hard work, but this is good for you, okay? This is your challenge. You're to grip it and go for it. Hold on, it's my son. We don't need to speak to him. You're going to be up early. So the accommodation in the Natura is hardcore, okay? I want you to visualize a long barn with a tin roof and bunk beds in it, okay? Boys, you're going to be in harder core accommodation, which is beside it, the older accommodation, which is, I think it is just a tin shed. So it is, you've got to just go for it. But it is an exceptional experience to be in a wildlife center, to see Costa Rica's finest wildlife and bird life. Okay, you're going to be up close and personal. You're going to be up at 5:30 every morning feeding these animals. You're going to be cleaning the animals out during the day, and then you're feeding them again in the evening. Okay, so grit your teeth and go for it. Okay, I know it's tough, and I don't want to hear about it on the feedback form that it was too much like hard work, because that is your main challenge. You are there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nights. In between that, 6 nights, one of those days, you might be taken out to do a boat tour, which is called, the Tortuga Island tour, okay, where you get whizzed out on the speedboats out to sea, and you see the whales and the dolphins and go snorkeling, and it's really exceptional. That's another thing to budget for. We'll come back to that. So then after all your hard work at Natura, you are then going to go to your beach and turtle phase. And what we've done with this group that was a real success, we're going to do with you guys too, is take you to Santa Teresa and not Samara. Okay, so we're going to take you to our main base there, which is the Jaquira camp, which has a pool. It's got a kind of great hangout area, lots of hammocks, and you will love it. After sweating away in Natura, you will literally jump with joy. At Santa Teresa, you'll do your surfing, your yoga. This is your downtime. And all of you will go to ASVO. And ASVO's got two locations, and this group have just done it. It's in a place called Montezuma, which is a kind of hippie town. It's really cool. I went there not so long ago. Lots of kind of smoothie bars and things like that lurking around. And they're at the ASVO. It's another government. ASVO is a government-run conservation operation, which has 2 turtle sanctuaries, one at Samara Beach and one here. And we're supporting this one now because we've done pretty much everything that we can to keep the other one up to speed. So we're splitting the volunteer, the help. So you'll love it here. You'll love Montezuma. And then you'll come back to Santa Teresa to celebrate. And then that will be you going home or not. Santa Teresa is a good place to stop if you are going to not whiz home at the end. That is a great location to say goodbye to everyone and continue with your onward traveling. Okay, so does that sound like a good plan? Everyone happy with the 4 phases and the order? The order always, it can always change, but I like this order because you're going jungle, mountains, into the cloud forest, jungle, beach. Okay. So you're going to, if you think, I can't take another day in the jungle, you can just think 2 more days and we're going to be in the Pacific chilling our beads. Okay, so you will love it. Costs. Okie doke. So this, I'm telling you now, and I'm telling you it hard, Costa Rica is expensive. And when I say expensive, it is UK prices. Okay, so you've just got to just think, oh my God, this is not a third world country. This is it. Okay, so you have got to be clever. Especially when you're at Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa is super cool. It's like the Ibiza of Costa Rica. So can you imagine that? Yes, all the beach bars are super cool. You want to be there sitting next to George Clooney and all his friends and drinking cocktails. You're not going to be drinking those cocktails because they cost $20. You're going to be drinking a beer, which costs $4. Okay, so you have got to, you've got to budget. Okay, so going through each phase, what you're going to budget for. In Quepos, okay, everything is included apart from 2 suppers out. Okay, budget, I would say $20 a meal out. When you're in Monteverde, no suppers are included. Budget, I would say $10 to $15. It's less expensive there. But when you're in Monteverde, the best places to eat are the local soda restaurants, SODA. So you get your guide. I don't know who it's going to be at the moment, either Val or Kira, get them to take you to those local restaurants. Okay, it's more pinto and beans, but they're super cool. They're local families. You go into their house, you go into their kitchen, they rustle up and give you what they're eating. They give you these hideous homemade drinks that they've made with kind of worms and creepy crawlers in it. It's like a kind of tequila on acid, but it's all part of the experience. So go to one of those. When you're at Natura, all your food is included. In Santa Teresa, your suppers aren't, but at the turtle sanctuary, your suppers are. So in a nutshell, in 28 days, I would say you're going to budget for half the suppers are included, half aren't. So let's say 14 to 15 suppers out. Okay. On top of that, what are the super cool things that people want to do? They want to do the zip wiring, which is, I think, 60-ish, $60, $70. The bungee jump is about $75, $80. Horse riding, $30. Going on that Tortuga trip is $70. You don't have to do any of this, but just have in your mind's eye, if you're going to prioritize and, you know, don't go ugly early and think, oh, I'm going to do everything in week one, and then you run out of money and can't do it at the end. Okay, so those are the main things. Plus snacks on the way. When you're moving from one place to the next, you know, you'll always stop at kind of random little cafes, snacks, smoothies, especially when you're in Santa Teresa, those snacks and smoothies can add up. Just you come out of the camp, you go down, you turn left, and there's a delicious smoothie coffee bar. You could spend a fortune there, but you're not going to. Okay, so it is, you know, Santa Teresa is going to where you will drop, where you can drop loads of money. But Santa Teresa is a super cool place. Okay, so that is what your extra budgeting. Most people, when I kind of ask on the feedback forms, usually spend on average $150 to $200 a week when it averages out. Now, how are you going to get your money out? Okay, you're going to take your debit card, your banker's card. Yeah, it's weird. I know some people say, I'm just going to do everything online. No, you're not. You're taking a hardcore card. And you're also going to take a Revolut, Monzo, Starling, one of those. Okay, so you're going to manage your money by having everything in your main bank and then just putting the minimum across every week onto your Starling, Revolut, Monzo. I think Monzo is that's the one that can work in Costa Rica. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Don't know why, but people can find it tricky in Costa Rica alone. You're going to get your local currency out when you are in Costa Rica. Okay, don't try and get it out in this country. Forget it. Get it out when you're there. Okay, day one, you'll be taken to the ATM. As with your phones, okay, you are going to take your normal phone, and if you can, take another phone, a spare backup burner phone, stick it in your rucksack, just in case your first one gets nicked, lost, or broken. Okay, you will get Wi-Fi is everywhere, apart from it's not really in Natura, but everywhere else you've got Wi-Fi. You can get a local SIM card if you want. Again, so easy to get. Day one, you pick them up everywhere. So easy peasy to get that sorted. Okay. Any questions on your phones or money? Good. Okie dokie. Kit list. Everything on that kit list is there for a reason. So have a look. Most people kind of query these two things. Shoes. Shoes take up so much room. So if I was your mother looking at your packing list, I would make sure you had a pair of ugly knackered trainers that you don't care about and frankly are not going to come home. Okay, that you can hike and trek and go into water puddles. No one cares. Okay, your nice trainers, which you're going to wear out in the evenings, and then a pair of day shoes, which most people take Birkenstocks, or dare I say it, Crocs. I know, who knew? Crocs, the ugliest shoes in the world. Everyone loves a pair of Crocs. So those are what I would be taking on this adventure. When it comes to luggage, please God, do not take a hard framed wheelie bag. Okay, that is not allowed. You don't need to take a rucksack. You can take any bag which is soft and malleable and easy to strap on to the top of a minibus. Okay? And then please take a good day rucksack for when you're going about on the airplane. It's really useful. And then on your hikes, just you got your water bottle, your hat, your suntan lotion in it, a t-shirt, So a day rucksack, 15 liters is perfect. 2 water bottles, because everyone loses one. Okay, is really useful. And a hat. So many people don't take a hat. It's really hot out there. Long trousers are needed for your time at Natura. The best long trousers, especially for you girls, are those really thin one, like gypsy trousers with the elasticated bottoms. Do you know the ones I mean? They're perfect. They're perfect to wear at Natura in the evenings. But the elasticated bottoms is a top tip because mosquitoes can't fly up your leg. Really useful. Okay, so look at that kit list. Washing clothes. In each place, everyone usually washes their own underwear daily, hangs it on the peg, dry the next day. But at each place, it is possible to get a load of washing done. Just budget in your head, especially in Monteverde. You could just take it to a laundrette, probably $10 a load, that type of kind of price, but easy to get things turned around. Post, telling you now, there is no post to Costa Rica. If you leave something at home, it is tough. It is not going to reach you in Costa Rica. And I mean that, parents. Don't even think you're going to send Christmas birthday cards, birthday presents, bank cards, which have been left behind, clothes. They will get nicked at immigration. So don't forget anything. Not like this poor girl that forgot all her underwear and her swimmers. I mean, you know, who knew? Anyway, she was easily sorted, but just focus on your packing. Any questions? Go. Personal admin and health. Okay, tell us all, warts and all. We've heard it all before, but we're never, you know, we always like a surprise. We need to know about your health, physical health, mental health. If there is anything that you think we should know, please give us the heads up before you arrive. It is amazing how many people arrive and then tell our guides that they've got a severe nut allergy. That's really unhelpful. So anything, okay, from mental health issues to eating issues to preferences, tell us, okay? We like to know, and then we can support, back you up, and provide the right stuff in country. Health and safety. Okay, this is when I sound like a teacher. Okay, you are not on a school trip. Okay, and you are not going to be treated like you are on a school trip. Okay, you have complete freedom. You can go out and about at night, but we are ultimately in charge and got to get you home in one piece. So we ask that no hiring of motorbikes, no hiring, going off and hiring jet skis, because A, your insurance probably doesn't cover those things. Drunken, disorderly behavior. Yeah, we can handle a bit of tipsy. That's absolutely fine, but absolutely plastered, throwing up and is boring. Okay, once, fine. Keep doing it, you become annoying. You'll get a letter from me. Keep on doing that type of stuff, you'll be asked to leave. Okay, so the rule of thumb is everything in moderation. But if you become annoying and start ruining the team's, that kind of the team vibe, then you'll get a lovely email from me. Nobody wants that. So just work as a team, look after each other, and be sensible, and you will just fly through it with a breeze. Drugs, again, anyone caught taking drugs, finding drugs, seeking out drugs will be asked to leave. No questions, no second chances, off you go. Goodbye. okay? And you are in Central America. Drugs are readily available and you will be offered it in every single location. It is just the way it is. So your answer is no, thank you, and walk away, okay? Drunken disorderly behavior. And I'm not joking, this is when you are most vulnerable. And I know I really do sound like your parents and your teachers, and I hate myself. This is why my kids just roll their eyes when I do this. But whenever phones get nicked, people get harmed, not people getting harmed, but phones getting nicked, bags getting nicked, people not being in the right place at the right time, that is because they are drunk and disorderly. Okay, and that is when you are at the most vulnerable. So be careful and look out for each other. Okay. Other than that, that is it from my lovely little list. So I know you're going to have a good time. I know it's going to be challenging at times. It's going to be tougher at times, but it's all curated so that you're going to be pushed and then woohoo, you're back out into another phase. So you're going to take the rough with the smooth. Okay. Some of you are going to enjoy one phase more than the other, but ultimately, when you look back, you will have had a varied kind of wonderful insight into Costa Rica's environment, into community life, and meeting its wildlife up close and personal. So it's a winner. It's a winner of a trip. So any questions from you guys? No? All good? All good. So the overriding message is keep Alice happy and send her your flights and fill in your personal details. She's sitting opposite me and she's saying, yes, please. And keep me happy by not doing drunken and disorderly behavior. Okay? Go for it, team. Have a lovely time. And any questions between now and departure, you know where we are. Just text, email, call us, and we will help getting you arranged. Okay? Cheerio.